so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello. Welcome to another live stream here with FlyByWire. Welcome everybody. Hello there, EM. How are you doing, man? Top of the morning. Today we're going to be flying the A380 once again. This is the FlyByWire A380-800 one more time. The last time I flew it, my landing was not very good, so this is the hopefully trying to attempt that again. It's not the same flight. We are flying from Bangkok down to Singapore today. It is a long flight, particularly long one for this channel. Don't usually do such flights. We are definitely going to be fast forwarding along the way, without which this flight is going to take us a couple of hours or something, I guess. You're watching me from work. Well, welcome. Welcome on board as usual. So we're not going to delay this too much today because we got to get going and make sure we're up and out of here as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and get that done. We're flying the beautiful Singapore Airlines livery today from Bangkok to Singapore. I don't think I've ever flown into Singapore on the channel. Yeah, it is a big bird and it does definitely look good, right? I like the red tips at the... There's also a special edition livery that was available. I was gonna fly it, but I'm gonna save that for another day. Perhaps we can take that A380 up to Incheon or something on another day. But for now, we're gonna fly this one. Okay, all that being said, let's jump down here to walk around mode. There's nothing to do in walk around. FlyByWire does not have anything in walk around at the moment, and that's perfectly fine with me. But this beautiful aircraft is one of the ones I like to do walk around with because it's such a large aircraft. Look at it, it's massive. The person's almost just as big as the tire. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. Now, I have been under I've walked around an A380 and been under an A380, and it's so surprising to me that you literally can't stand up underneath the main landing gear. You can't really stand up tall underneath the landing gear right here. There isn't much in the way of space to do that. So that's very fascinating to me. There's a big old bird. You can see the wings. Textures look great. Fly-by-wire as usual. One of my favorite add-ons, free or paid. And on top of that, it's paid. I always talk about how great of an add-on it is. It's a must-have if you are in Microsoft Flight Sim. If you're not flying Fly-by-Wire A380, That makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's too good. It is too good. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Definitely good. Yep. It's the reason why I will not purchase the ADDONS A380 unless they really offer something that you just can't say no to, which I doubt. I mean, I'm sure the textures are going to be great with the ADDONS A380, but I think that it's going to have a host of its usual set of ADDONS problems, and the pricing is going to be through the roof probably. So I'm not really planning on picking that up when it gets ready, because we have this wonderful add-on available. From Singapore to London, that is a long way. That is too long, man. That is way too long, but it's pretty fun, isn't it? Singapore Airlines. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's jump in here because it's already been 6 minutes in. We need to get our stuff started here. Let me just take a look at my views. Make sure that we have a good array of views here, which we do. We have a good set of views available to us. Yeah, all the views are pretty good actually, apart from these two. So I could make a nice little view. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Yeah, we'll make a new view later on when we're flying. That's fine. As I said, if someone do another model of A380, it should be perfect, at least with few bugs or something. Yeah, it should either be perfect or nothing. If it's anything less than perfect, it doesn't make any sense to buy it. Anyway, jumping back into the cockpit. Let's get that going there. Fly-by-wire tablet, which is fairly very good. And let's go down here, go to our ground services. What do we have? We have ground power unit, GPU available. That's plenty. Let's go up here and get our aircraft started. Battery 1, 2, every other, the ESS and the APU battery, external power up and running. Brilliant. Let's get our crew supply on, ground control on that on. Logo lights on automatic. I like nav lights on, strobe lights automatic, emergency lights armed, passenger signs completely on, and ADARS systems to nav, and there you go. Brilliant and good to go. All right. Excellent. All that is happening. Parking brake is on. I don't know if we have enough brake pressure to worry about that, but that's all right. Let's come down here. Let's go to our init. Let's request our flight plan. There we go. Waiting for it. Received it. Let's insert that. There's our flight plan for today. 96 cost index, 37,000 feet cruising altitude. Cruising temperature of -56. VTBS to WSSS to alternate is WMK, which is Kuala Lumpur, WMKK. So we got departure right here, and let's get our flight plan into this, right? So departure out of runway 02 left today, so we can get that. Wait, hold on. We go to init, IRS. It's aligning at the moment. It's supposed to give us 1 minute. That's okay. Let's go back to our flight plan here. Runway 02 left, so let's put that in. 02 left, approach. What? What are we doing? Oh, no, wrong. This is arrival, my bad. Let's go to flight plan. Let's go to departure right here. Departure is out of runway 02. Is out of runway 02 left. Let's put that in. SID is going to be but 1F, and no transition for us here today. We're going to put that in there. Insert all of that. Let's go down here. Runway is going to be 20R for our landing. We've got our approach, which is direct, so no approach today. Yeah, we got a direct arrival into Singapore apparently. I don't know. I'm just gonna put that in there. Put that in there. We've got our GPS come to life, which is brilliant. Let's go to flight plan. Let's go to init. Departure is done. Clear, return, nav aids. We don't need to worry about this just yet. Close that, return. Fuel and load is something we do need to worry about at the moment. So we can get GSX running here. We can get our fuel and payload. I think everything is enabled here, isn't it? It is. So let's go to GSX. Let's request a refueling. Bangkok flight services. Let's go down to boarding. There we go. That's also requested right here, which is brilliant. I don't know how much the fuel is supposed to be honest. Refuel time, I'm putting it on fast, so that's okay. Alrighty, let's come down to our payload. It's about to get started here. Let's come down to planned. What's our planned stuff? Oh wait, we didn't download. Import SimBrief data. My bad. Oh crap. I screwed that up royally, didn't I? I screwed that up royally. Hold on. There's a way to... Let me go to GSX and restart the services. What I'll do is I will... Let me just restart it Quetzal completely. Let that happen. And there you go. Let all of that restart. In that meantime, let me try import everything. Oh god. Okay. What do I do? How do I reset this? I need to reset this. I've made a little mistake here. Let's go to third-party options. Let's put these two off here. Let's try that again. There we go. Downloading SimBrief. Import the SimBrief data as well. There you go. Now we can come here, go to third-party options, and get those two done right there. Good. So there you go. That should get all of that done for us, right? Yes. Now everything should work. Let's go to fuel. That's the required fuel. There it is. Okay, great. Now we can open up GSX and request fueling. And we can also go ahead and request our boarding services right there. And there you go. Okay. Now if we come to payload, we can see our planned stuff already in here. Brilliant. All of that is excellently done, and we can now go ahead and set up our FMC. So zero fuel weight, planned zero fuel weight is 350.3. Let's double check that. Planned at 350.3. So we're going to put that in here. Let's do 350.3 on that one. Then we move on to a block fuel for today is estimated at 39.4. We can put that in 39.4. Our zero fuel weight, center of gravity estimated planned at 34.24, which is 34.2. So we're going to put in 34.2. That's in. Excellent. So that's done. Everything here is done. Okay. That's all good enough for us. Let's go back down. Fuel and load completed. Takeoff performance for today. We can calculate using the SimBrief here. So we'll do that right away. Populate from the last flight. Just populate the weather. Calculate that. That's done. Alright. Speeds increased to improve climb limit. That's fine. Toga. Flex temperature at 65 today. There you go. That's done. Our V1 is at 142. There is a way to calculate that over here, isn't there? I thought there was a way to calculate that. Yeah, I really did. Isn't there a way to automatic? No, that's for something else. Sorry, that's for another aircraft. That's for the A400. 142 set, 147 as VR set, 152. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I went outside for some reason. One, because I didn't select the field properly. 152 set. And there's your V1, VR, and V2 setup and ready to go. All right, that means that we are good to go, right? Yes, we are. Let's go back to our flight plan here. If we come down through it, it should be a discontinuity right here. Yeah, there it is. There's that discontinuity right there. So we're gonna delete this discontinuity. Let's go down here. How are we arriving into it, right? We don't have an arrival procedure, that's fine. 20R, let me come down here. 20R, we don't have an arrival procedure. That's fine, but we'll use the ILS into 20R, won't we? So ILS 02 right here. No arrivals, and this is 02. What is this? Not 02. What am I doing? It's supposed to be 20 for arrival. Yeah, runway 20R. Approach ILS 20R. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's insert that, and that should be good. Yep, that should be good. Now if we come down, we should have a discontinuity right there where we're expected to put in an arrival procedure. So we're going to delete that one out of there, and we are good to go. Now if we come on this page, we can go to surveillance, and we'll leave it here. We'll put it on automatic, but for now it's on altitude reporting is on. There you go. Done. All right, everybody, we are pretty much ready here. Let's put our local pressure 1002, manage mode, available speed, and heading. Let's go up to 10,000 feet initially, manage mode available, and then after this we're gonna go ahead to 37,000 feet. Let's go to nav mode on this one, reduce the range on that one as well, and we are looking good. What about weather? I don't see us running into any particular weather today, although we can check right here. Weather at, yeah, it's not giving us anything. Why isn't it giving me weather here? It's not giving us any weather. I don't see any problems though, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Payload, fuel, it's defueling literally. Okay, interesting. All right, so gonna wait for these external services, ground services, to finish up now. That's gonna take a bit of time here because it is an A380 and it does take a bit of time to get everything done. But it should be pretty smooth all the way. Do we have live weather going? I hope we do. Custom, yeah, it's live, real-time live weather, live. It's all live. It's all good. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. 18 minutes in. I want to be out of here in 30, so hopefully our ground services are finishing up. There we go. At least the cargo loading is completed. Passenger loading might still be going on. I'm not entirely sure if it is, but yeah. Korean Air. I can't wait to fly Korean Air as well. I'm going to be doing that quite a bit with the new livery. Passenger bus. Why is there a passenger bus here? We don't need a passenger bus. We got the jetway, right? I don't know. I'm not really bothered about this. Yeah, Singapore does have interesting weather sometimes, so we'll see how that goes for us today. The passenger loading is, yeah, it's not so bad. It'll problem is we got a lot of passengers today, so it's gonna take a while, and we have our APU off at the moment, so it's gonna take a while for us to finish with the passenger loading. That is the sad part. So 484 passengers today, full house pretty much. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. I mean, we can use this opportunity to check out the airport a little bit. So let's do that. There it is. VTBS, everybody. This is Suvarnabhumi International Airport here in Bangkok. It's a very large airport, as you can tell. Very large. They need to do some world updates to get these things looking much better on the ground. But yeah, the airport looks pretty good. It's a very large airport, and that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Yeah, Bangkok. Where is the city of Bangkok? I have no idea which way Bangkok is. It's probably this way. I don't really have any landmarks or anything for Bangkok installed, do I? I don't know. I'll get my hands on some and then I'll put that in. We'll see. But yeah. Looking good though. Okay. Just wait for our services to finish up. Nothing else to do. I'm gonna go ahead with the GSX and request our pushback and departure thing right there. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. We got more than 200 passengers left to load. Fueling is done though. Yeah, cargo is done, just passengers now. Upper deck is fully filled in our business class. We can use this opportunity to look through the cabin perhaps. We'll check through the upper cabin. Yeah, let's look. The upper cabin's not modeled really well, so there's an opportunity for any builds to fix the upper cabin modeling right there, huh? Yeah, they can do that. That's something that any builds can do. A little bit of thing there, but over here it's all good in the FlyByWire A380, honestly. Look at that. You got really good modeling there. The cabin's not modeled for Singapore Airlines, but that's okay. This is pretty good. It's very good, actually. Yeah, it's very good. The Thai don't use A380 anymore. Yeah, Thai don't use it. They have pretty much parked or retired everything there. I mean, it's not a very efficient or good aircraft to use anymore. From a business point of view, it doesn't make sense to use A380s. That's why most carriers don't really use them anymore. But yeah, Emirates is still on it. Just a little bit more modeling can be done over here, but besides that, it's pretty good enough. I don't think it justifies buying another A380. Yeah, I think it's still good enough. It's pretty cool. Look at that. It's modeled nicely. Is there a cabin? Yeah, there is a cabin. There should be more cabins this way, right? Oh yeah, this is not modeled. Yeah, but this is the appendage, the empennage of the aircraft. I mean, A380 flies with Emirates, flies with Lufthansa, I think. Also, Singapore obviously does fly it. I don't think anyone else is flying it. 24 minutes in. Come on, Mr. Loading. We would have been out of here in no time. Had the loading finished up. Look at this. Look at this. This looks pretty good for me. Freeware is pretty good. Yes, it is. Let's check out a cabin view. Oh yeah, it's from the outside today. Everything is from the outside, isn't it? Yeah, it's not from the inside. The interior cabin views are pretty difficult to set up, so I'm not getting anything in from the cabin today. Yeah, they look much better from the outside. So there we go. We're gonna do it like this today. All right, everybody. Cargo door is still open. Check out the views available today, which is pretty decent. Okay. Has the boarding finished up? Not yet. It's magically being boarded somehow. I have no idea how that's happening, but it is. So just waiting for that. Let's go up here and start up our APU now. Just gonna start the APU. Make an APU come to life. Flap is moving. At least that's what it says. Oh, I need to fix the view here. Let's come down to the main. Let me edit that. Let me delete that. Put that. Save that. There you go. Okay, great. All right, flap is open. There we go. Going to save the spot view. There you go. Hello there, Mr. Ernest. How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream, man. Welcome to the live stream. Apparently the APU is on. The flap is open. I don't see it. Isn't this the flap? Doesn't it open? It doesn't open? Oh, the flap doesn't open. Oh, that's not animated. That sucks. This looks like Emirates in an alternate universe. What does that mean? What does that mean? We've got our APU coming in live. 400. Okay, we're almost done with loading there. Yes, we're done with loading. We are done with loading. We got weather for Singapore. Weather for Singapore looks very calm as well. I see. Okay. We are coming in to... there we go. I think our pushback should begin attaching anytime soon. Yes, there we go. Pushback is about to get started up from here. So, yeah. We are ready, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to land. No, not land. Take off from Bangkok here. Take off from Bangkok. Okay. Today we'll push back with our nose off to the right. Nose off to the right is how we're gonna push back today. Brilliant. Let me show you guys a little nav map in the. No, I'll show you that before we begin taxiing. Yeah. Okay, getting ready to taxi. Pushback is getting attached. Facing east on taxi T12, that's fine enough for us. Let's go inside, get our parking brake released right here, and there we go. We are beginning, everybody. We are beginning. Let's get all our fuel pumps on. Beacon lights on. There you go. Everything is looking good for startup. Okay. Ignition is right here. And let's get engine number 1 and 4. Actually, I'll just start with engine number 1. Engine number 1, things are starting up and we are being pushed back at a colossal rate here. I don't know why it's this quick. But there you go. That's been happening with GSX for some reason. Okay, engine number 1 is coming to life. Yeah, it is. There we go. You could just leave us right here. You don't have to push us back all the way, man. Let me get my throttle and quadrants going. All right, the pushback is still going on. Engine number 4 is coming to life, and I don't know where this guy is taking us, because he's just pushing us back forever now. So I don't know. I think you should stop. Hello, Mr. Pushback. Oh Lord, where's GSX? Stop and complete. There you go. Okay, let's go back in. Engine number 4 available. I'm just gonna flick open both of these at the same time. So let's go ahead and set our parking brake right here. There we go. Let's get engine number 2 and engine number 3 coming to life at the same time. Let's drop our flaps. Alrighty, there we go. Pushback is going away. And we are good to go here. Okay, so let's put our ignition back down to normal. Our TCAS is still on standby. That's all right. Our APU bleed is on. We don't need it anymore. APU can come off. Taxi lights can come on there. And we are pretty much ready for taxiing, aren't we? THS has been automatically set at 35.2. That is all okay. We are good. Okay, we are good, everybody. Okay, given all of this, let's go ahead and yeah, they really should not be out here, should they? Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Parking brake released. We are rolling, everybody. Okay, fantastic. Let me show you guys today's flight plan. Today's flight plan takes us from Bangkok right here. This is where we are. Okay, this is where we are. We're gonna turn around right here and taxi towards our runway of choice. We're gonna run over these people right now for sure. And we take off, we turn around, head straight down south towards Singapore. No arrival procedures, just straight in using the ILS, and we'll land into runway 20 right. There you go. That's today's flight plan. Very straightforward. Nothing much to do there. So yeah, I'm gonna hide little nav map as we head on towards our takeoff runway for the day. Okay, very good. It's gonna be not an extremely long taxi, but a fairly long taxi today. And the A380 does not handle too badly on the ground, so it's good. Okay, time to set a takeoff auto brake. Ground spoilers can be armed right here. There you go. Let's turn ourselves off to the right, just like that. There we go. And we are good to go. I like that sound. Alrighty. FD on, everything is on. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Flight control check. Our rudder is working for sure. I can tell you that. Flight controls, it's just fine. I mean, I don't really need to check these. They're fine. Yeah, they're fine. Alright. I know I should go and check these properly, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so it seems like it's a longer taxi than expected. Maybe we can have a bit of cinematic viewing as we begin our taxiing, kinda, right? We could. There we go, everybody. There's a big bird. That is a big bird. You can use the taxi camera right there. Look at that. Don't we look beautiful? Okay, time to get back in here. And we shall taxi. We need to turn right. Yes, we do. Wait. That doesn't seem right. Uh-oh. We made a wrong turn. We're supposed to turn left. We are supposed to turn left, everybody, not right. Yeah. We'll take a U-turn right here and head back down all the way, so it's... No, wait. Yeah, we need to take a U-turn. We need to take a U-turn. We need to take a U-turn, head back down all the way. I hate these long taxis, man. They're so annoying. So today's taxi is going to be extremely long. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Oh. All right. Okay. So it's gonna be a very long taxi. We're gonna literally have to go. Oh my god, it's too long, man. Way too long. We're gonna have to go all the way to basically the end of the airport, and that's a long way. Good lord. Okay. There's nothing much we could have done about this anyway. So we're just gonna leave it on some cinematic views as we continue to taxi along here. Very, very slowly. There we go. We are going all the way till here, everybody, so we need to go till there, and that's where we are. Okay. The textures in most of these areas in Asia are not very good. There are lots of areas in Microsoft Flight Sim where the texture needs improvement. This is one of them. Okay. So even without that U-turn, we were gonna take our sweet time. Yeah. lord. We are going into an area that we're not supposed to be at. That's okay, I don't really care. Let's just keep going here. Okay, we'll take a right. Take a lift. Oh my god, this is a long taxi. Line ourselves up with this one right here. Gonna give my throttle a bit of oomph so we can speed up with this. There we go. Need to take the right turn, not this one, the one that's after it. Oh, I don't like long taxis. It's too long. Okay, that's that right turn right here we're supposed to be taking. So let's go ahead and take it right now. There you go. Crossing this runway. This is 02 right. Going across it. Then we've got to turn left. No, that's not the takeoff runway. That is not the takeoff runway, Mr. Annis. A takeoff runway, we need to turn left and continue taxiing all the way. It's a long one today, very long one. There you go. At least the A380 is fun to taxi. It's not that bad. Why not just take off and adjust? Oh, come on. You've got to be more realistic than that to enjoy flight simming. Okay, so now this is our final stretch of taxiway, and this will take us to there you go. Yeah, this will take us to our takeoff runway, and it's not gonna be too long. Hopefully. There's the end. That's the last turn off right there. Coming up, everybody, coming up. Takeoff configuration test. Let's do that right here. All check. Wheels good. Excellent. Now, we can turn on some lights here as we get a little bit closer. I think we're close. No, we're not close enough. That's not true. Yep, now we're close enough, aren't we? Are we? Okay, switching to flight mode right here. Quick look on either side. Look at that, we're looking so good. Okay, first turn off. Let's go towards second turn off. Yeah, we'll use the second turn off here. Landing lights on, that to take off. Let's turn that on. We'll turn that on. Strobe lights automatic and ready to go. This one can come to TA only. Let's go back to FMS2 right here. And we are ready for action. Okay, a little bit on the brake there, a little bit more on the brake there. And then we can turn. Oh, the brake stuck a little bit more than I would like, but there we go. Okay, let's give it a bit of power. There you go. That is much better. Just checking the engines there. We're good to go with the engines. Yep, good to go with the engines. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and line up and take off. Lining up this giant aircraft is a problem, but let's try. Try and line it up. We are ready for takeoff, everybody. After 50 minutes on the ground, 48 minutes basically on the ground, we're ready to go. Okay, takeoff set. Oh, no, it's not set. Okay, fine. There we go, takeoff set. Go ahead and get ourselves out of here, shall we? V1. Rotate. Okay, there we go. Positive right gear up. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Okay. Following the flight director, but it's being a little bit funny towards me. Isn't it? What's my flight today? It's on the layout. It's on the overlay on the top. We are flying from Bangkok to Singapore. Bangkok to Singapore, A380. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, we're looking okay, kind of. Just give it off to the autopilot for a second here. There we go, everybody. Leaving behind the airport right there. There you go. Yep, so it's gonna... What's your flight? What's your flight? So yeah, it's going to be our Bangkok to Singapore. Things are looking okay at the moment. We can put our flaps up. A little early though. It's a little choppy today as well. It's not particularly stable per se. Singapore actually flies A380s. Yeah, it does. Did you not know that? Singapore is actually the launch customer for the A380. They got the A380 first. They were the first to get it. Okay, everything here is looking okay. Ground spoilers can come down here. These can go off. That can go off. That can go off. Everything else looking alright. Climbing out towards 10,000 feet before we make our climb to 37,000 feet. Alright. FS realistic. I just need to make sure that yeah, we're making a nice, lovely swooping turn. Check that out. Very nice. Yep, we seem to be doing okay. Just making sure the correct profile is loaded for me. There you go. That is the profile that I want. All right. Looking good. Yep, very good climb out. Not a problem. Let's increase the range on that. There we go. That range is just fine. 4,000 feet more to go to 10. Check out some views as we leave behind Bangkok. Sounds so good. The engine sounds are amazing. I like it. Not from this view, but from the back. I like the way it sounds. This from the cabin behind the wing, that is my favorite spot. I like the noise here. But yeah. Alright, we're coming up on 10,000 feet. There's a nice little bit of choppiness right there. I don't think the A380 will be this affected by turbulence, but if it is, that means it's very choppy. Yeah. Looking good though. It's a beautiful aircraft, this. It's the only aircraft that you can genuinely enjoy just watching cruise and doing nothing else. It's very nice. Okay. It's time for us to set 37,000 feet in here. Like so. We'll command. Oh, there we go. We do have an altitude restriction at the moment for 10,000 feet. So we're going to maintain that. Yeah, we've got altitude restrictions. So that's okay. But apart from that, we have asked the aircraft to continue climbing. As it should. Really nice textures right there, we can see. Yeah. Is the auto throttle working? We never switch to auto throttle. Good lord. There we go. Now it's working. Now it is working. I forgot to put it into auto throttle earlier, but now it's okay. Perfect. So let's go to some cinematic views and enjoy that until the aircraft climbs out to a decent altitude. From there, I'm going to fast forward it so we reach our destination before, without having to take too long, eh? The cockpit is so large in this. Look at it. It's massive, isn't it? Oh, we forgot to close up that thing right there. Where is the cockpit door? We need to lock it right here. There you go. Leave it locked. Very nice. Alright, let's go to cinematic views. And from there, we shall take it. From there, we shall take it. That is a very lovely view right there. Okay, we are continuing our climb now from 10,000 feet up to 37,000 feet. Flyby mode is too zoomed out. Needs to be closer to the aircraft, huh? Yeah, that's a good one. Let's enjoy some views as we climb out, and sooner rather than later I'm going to go ahead and enable our sim rate, because I do want to be in Singapore before it's too long. We're already coming up on 1 hour on the stream right now, and we need to try and contain this within 2.5 hours. So we've got about 1.5 hours more to finish up, so let's see how we can do that. But for now, let's enjoy these views. know what, EM, you just reminded me of that. I definitely do want to bring some music into the cinematic mode again. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yep, that's something that I'll definitely do. That is something that I'll definitely do. I mean, I can do that right now. I could, but I kind of need to do some research, don't I? Although, I can... Wait, hold on. Yeah, I can do that right now. I can kind of do it. Wait. You take a look at this one. Let me see. I guess I could. Now hold on, let me try. Let me try. Nah, you know what? At the moment, I don't have what I can do here. Yeah. I need to go back and download some music first, and then I can, but... That's a good idea. I'll definitely do that. From the next live stream, I should be able to do that. Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll do that from next flight. On the next live stream, I can get a bit of cinematic music going that can help fill in some of the gap during these long cruises and climb outs and all that stuff, right? So cinematic music is a good idea. I removed it. I used to have it, right? Yeah, I did. I'll rework on that. Yep. Coming up, we've passed 24,000 feet. That's about it. That's all we've got going for us today. We still got a long way to reach the top of climb. Alright, we are now leaving behind Thailand, everybody. We are now over the water pretty much. Fly straight down south, fly over Malaysia, and into Singapore. There's a vertical speed, 1,000 something. That's not good enough. Come on. Okay, I mean, we are pretty high already. So with the A380 being as heavy as it is, that is plenty of climb rate for now. Nothing to do but cycle through the views until we reach cruising altitude, eh? So yeah. I'd love to go get myself a coffee, but forgot to wash out my coffee cup. Oh yeah, I'm not in the mood to wash out my coffee cup in the middle of a stream, so I'm not gonna go do that. But otherwise, I could have just quickly whipped up some coffee and come back in here. But unfortunately, I'm stuck with no coffee today. That sucks. But yeah. Another turn. Just a slight one. Very beautiful though. At least we're not so far away from 30,000 feet. Our cruising altitude is very high up. I don't completely trust SimBrief, so I don't know if the cruising altitude that is provided at 37,000 feet is any good. It should be though. Significantly less fuel burn at that altitude, so in real time, we have around 1 hour and 28 minutes left in this flight in real time. But that's just to reach. With all the landing procedures and everything, well, we don't have one today. It's a direct arrival, so that's great. So it's going to be about 1.5 hours roughly. But with fast forward that we're going to be using today, I estimate that we'll be able to wrap up this live stream within the next, I wouldn't say 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 15, 1 hour 30, but not more than 1 hour 30. Not more than 1 hour 15 minutes. Yeah. It's not going to take longer than 1 hour 15 minutes from now to wrap up with everything, including landing replays and everything. Hopefully, we'll see. That is my current estimate for this. I've flown from Bangkok to Malaysia before, and I believe that's using the A380, wasn't it? The Thai A380, I believe, yeah, the Thai Airways A380. I did take it from Bangkok to Malaysia before. I believe that is the one that I did. Yeah, it is. It must be the one that I did. So yeah, a little bit more distance from Malaysia to Singapore. Not too long though. So it should kind of work out to be almost the same, especially given that we don't have an arrival procedure. That should save us some time since we're going directly into the ILS. Let's see. 32,000 feet. Beautiful. That view looks absolutely amazing from up here. Yep. Let me go check out where our topo descent actually is. Give me a second here. Where is our topo descent? Topo descent is after Virid. Is where topo descent is. Okay, copy that. Not a problem. $34,000 feet. Wait, we didn't switch from local pressure to standard. Yeah, I forgot to do that. My bad, everybody. I forgot to do that. I just remembered I forgot to do the transition. But that's okay. Got some nice contrails going at this point. About 350 tons of aircraft, isn't it? Just flying around. Making a lovely little adjustment off to our right here. Off to our left, sorry. We're coming up on 37,000 feet right there, everybody. And we have reached top of cruise. Top of our climb, top of climb. And we are now cruising along very, very nicely in a very gentle left turn for some reason. It's time for us to go ahead and get that sim rate going. Yes, it is. Okay, it's time for us to get that sim rate going. So let's do that. Let's jump into the cockpit for a second here. Come down to the flight deck. Let's go to sim rate. And let's push it into 4. Okay? There we go. We're going to do into 4 with it. And let's go back to the views. Beautiful. So if we take a look at the flyby mode, there you go. There's your into 4. Brilliant. This should get us to Singapore in about roughly half an hour, and then it will take us a bit more time to land, I guess. Well, it will take us to top of descent first, right? So from top of descent we'll see how we can manage this. Whether I'm going to use fast forward during today's descent, because it is fairly long to descend down from 37,000 feet, so I'm not sure. Maybe I will go ahead and use our sim rate during the initial descent from 30,000 down to 10,000, and then once we're hit 10,000 feet, for sure we're not going to be using any more fast forward. Alrighty, that sounds like a plan, everyone, and we are on our way. Hello there. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. No, I'm not doing VATSIM. I am not on VATSIM. You're doing A350 from, is that Newark? That is Newark, isn't it? Newark to Delhi on VATSIM. A350, okay. That's a long flight. Thank you very much, you too, man. Have a good flight. How far out are you from destination? From Delhi. Hello there, Mr. Mike Smith. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Why are we going into 2-speed? I want into 4-speed. Fast forward. There you go. That's much better. Took off from New York about 3 hours ago. Copy that. Newark to Delhi. Which airlines are you flying? And how long is the flight expected to last? I want to throw a debate out there. If there's anybody in the chat, I want to throw out a debate out there. It has nothing to do with flying, though. Took off from New York about 3 hours ago, and 12 more hours to go right now crossing the pond. Oh my lord. That is a long flight, man. 15-hour flight, good lord. And you're flying it real time without any fast forwarding? Air India 106. Alright, you're flying Air India. And it's annoying that when you've been in the air for 2 hours and right on landing you get a CTD. Mike Smith, it's happened to me, man. It's happened to me. It has definitely happened. As a matter of fact, it happened to me on X-Plane. I don't know if you were there on that stream. It happened to me on X-Plane on stream while I was flying. It wasn't that long of a flight, but still, I was flying into Doha, and right as I was lining up with the runway, I got a CTD. Yeah, I've had that. Very annoying, yep. That's why that's another reason why I'm a little reluctant to do longer flights, but you know, once you test out the stability, then yeah. But gosh, that's the worst thing to happen. Yes, it is. That I agree. Of course, real time on VATSIM, it's not recommended to use fast forward. You're flying on VATSIM, yes. If you're on VATSIM, yes, you have to fly real time pretty much. Do you have controller coverage pretty much today on VATSIM from, between New York and Delhi? I'm sure you have some gaps in between for sure. CTD and Enable's A350 has very good relations, I've heard. Not just the A350, man. The A340 by Enables, which I actually have, has also given me CTDs. I tried to do a 5-hour flight from Johannesburg to Entebbe, and that was on stream too, by the way. I believe that was on stream. Yes, it was. And I was flying from Johannesburg to Entebbe. Well, I was using fast forward though, but still, it gave me a CTD after 2 hours. So the A340 by Enables, I don't take it on anything longer than 2 hours because I never know. Sadly, no controller in USA today as it's night there, but we'll get above Europe and probably in India too. You're telling me there's no controllers available whatsoever for the New York region at the moment? Well, I'm not very familiar with VATSIM, to be honest with you. I don't fly on it, but there's nobody available? There's definitely coverage over Europe at all times. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Runners. I hope you're enjoying these views at the moment as we fly along here. We're almost halfway through, about 45% of the way through. It's not going to take too much longer before we have to begin our descent. And there things are going to get a little bit more lively. But yeah, A380 is the only aircraft where we can really enjoy the cruise in a. I have flown a 13-hour flight. I think it was from Sydney to Doha. I flew it. So it did work. There is no control available. We have a Unicom, which is common frequency to announce our intentions to nearby pilots. Right. Yeah. I do want to have ATC available when flying, but the current solutions, I mean, VATSIM is okay when there's controller coverage. It's great. I mean, it's fantastic. But I do need to go and learn it up a little bit, and I'm kind of unsure about getting started with it. But yes, it is a great option. I don't want to say intentions; it's too much. But the one I'm looking at is beyond ATC, but I've still not yet gotten myself convinced enough to purchase it. Because one thing that is lacking in the streams, for sure, is ATC. Especially for these longer airline flights. When it's a short flight, it doesn't matter. Don't use ATC, but at least something like this, it's nice to have a bit of ATC coming in. Yeah. If you fly over Europe and certain areas of America, you're pretty much guaranteed coverage for VATSIM, so that is my favorite place to fly anyway, so it shouldn't really matter. I like to keep it a little bit balanced on the channel though. I like to fly everywhere. I like to fly in Australia particularly. Today, as it's 15 hours flight, so some flights will not have coverage. Yeah, it's a very long flight, so you can't expect... Besides, over the Atlantic, you're not really looking for too much coverage over the Atlantic anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You'll definitely get something when you fly over Europe. What kind of, which countries are you flying over? Is it, are you flying more towards the north of Europe, or you're going down south? How are you flying it? Are you flying over Uzbekistan, I believe? Coming in, or you're going over the Middle East? Which way are you going? Towards the subcontinent. So check that out. What are... Okay. This A380 just looks beautiful, doesn't it? What are your specs? Exclamation specs in the chat. You can just type exclamation specs in the chat. Yeah. Actually, my specs are not accurate at the moment. I've actually underclocked. Yeah, they're all right for now. They're definitely good for now. Yeah, my PC is now about... It's a couple of years old at this point, or I don't know. Somewhere near 2 years, or less than 2 years or something like that old. So I was lucky. I managed to build it way before the price spikes. But yeah, the specs are all right. I don't run my RAM at 6400 anymore, so I need to change that. I need to change my specs on there because I run it at around 6000 or 6200. I don't remember. That's what I run it at. Rather than 6400, I have downclocked it down to 6000 or 6200 anyway. I got 10th gen i7. You have an i7 10th gen, right? That's 14. Yeah, that's 10700. Yeah, that's fine. 32 GB RAM. Upgraded the GPU from 3060 to 5060 Ti. Okay, 5060 Ti. 4K. All right. And what resolution are you playing MSFS at? We're not too far away from top of descent, believe it or not. So that's happy news, isn't it? What resolution and settings do you play MSFS at? 1080p, yeah, alright. 1080p, yep. That sounds good. You've got plenty of RAM in your system for handling 1080p, which is great. RAM is a very important aspect for MSFS 2024. If you don't have enough RAM, it doesn't matter. Whatever else you have is not going to do anything for you, so that's good. It's very good. 5060 Ti, I am not very familiar with its performance, but yeah. That should definitely get you plenty for playing in 1080. It sounds like a stable build though. It's not just about having the best specs, you need a build that's stable together. And I know that's something that's not talked about enough. People often just try to get the best parts that money can buy, like that's within their budget, and then just mash it all together, but that's not how it works. Certain parts just go with each other. So this looks like a very stable build. I'm not sure. You tell me. I've had some unstable builds before, and an extremely good stable build as well before, so it's kind of depends on my luck as well, if whether you draw some good parts or not. So I am curious to try AMD though, not the graphics card. I mean, well, both the graphics card and the CPU. I've never had an AMD product in terms of CPU or graphics card, and I'm really looking forward to. I do want to try AMD, but at the same time, I kind of keeping it safe in a way, sticking to NVIDIA and graphics. That's the one that I'm most reluctant to change, but CPU I'm more open to trying the AMD stuff, especially since now they're ahead of Intel. My friend runs MSFS 2020 with i3 and 2060. That is legendary. How on earth is he running 2020 with i3 and 2060? That is legendary stuff. That is legendary stuff right there. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Okay, it's time for us to jump into the cockpit here. Let me go flight sim rate into 1 because we are reaching our top of descent now, pretty much. So let's go up here, get into the flight deck. As you can tell, top of descent is coming up right about here. We got some stuff to configure right. So let's go ahead and do that right here. Okay. So, oh no. Let's go down here. Let's go to take our performance. Let's go down to descend here. Approach. Let's put in some information. We'll get it up from SimBrief right here. Change. Come down here. Populate from last flight. Populate the weather. Calculate. Wind 70 at 80 at 8 knots of wind there. 70 degrees, 8 knots of wind. That's fine. Temperature at 31 degrees Celsius. It's a warm day. QNH at 2970. Barometric for minimum, I'm going to use my usual of 200 with the radio. Transition at 13,000 feet. We've got full configuration, full flaps for landing. Landing speed estimated at 133, approach speed at 138. All of that is looking good. Vertical deviation is not something I'm worried about at the moment. So let's go back to our flight plan here. Top of descent is coming up momentarily. It should be here any second. Or it's right there. So let's go ahead and reduce our altitude to our final descent altitude, which should be if I'm not mistaken, around, wait, where's the ILS? ILS, about 2,500 feet is what we can use today. So we can do that. Let's go ahead and reduce our altitude down to 2,500 in preparation for topper descent. Okay, so 2,500. There we go. All done. Okay, 5 nautical miles to topper descent. Making that lovely, lovely turn right here off the coast of Malaysia right there. Just going to fly out a little bit over the ocean there. And that will bring us back into Singapore. Vertical profile. Everything is looking good. Okay. About to ask the aircraft to begin descending. Chopper descent has been reached pretty much. Yeah. Let's go ahead and begin our descent right there. Okay. Auto brake to position 2 today. We're pretty heavy, so I want to use a little bit more of auto brake. I'm going to leave my ground spoilers armed in advance, but it's not really necessary. I'm not going to put any of the passenger signs on just yet. So we are descending a little faster than I would like. But that's okay. That is okay. Alright. We can continue using fast forward into 2 until we reach around 10,000 feet. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's use fast forward into 2 until we reach around 10,000 feet. We can increase the range on this. There we go. There's our destination. So we're looking good. We can do into 2 while descending down towards 10,000 feet. Yeah, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. We are not far away from the airport at all now. We should reach there momentarily. So it's going to be a steep descent down because we are not using any arrival procedures. So if we take a look at little nav map quickly, we're literally just going to be flying directly in. We're at 30,000 feet here. We're going to fly directly in to the ILS. Okay, so we got some stuff to verify and check as we come down towards 10,000 feet. Right. Under 20,000 feet. We only have 69 nautical miles to go towards the airport. There we go. Early evening or late afternoon in Singapore. $15,000 feet. We'll soon be able to play at into one sim rate. We're at 15,000 feet, so we're good. Coming down. Singapore ahead of us. Alright everybody, 13,000 feet. And it's time for us to go ahead and disable. Simulator rate is into 1 and we are right there into 1. And we are ready to into 1. Okay, so we'll leave it at into 1 now as we descend down towards 10,000 feet. We'll turn on our lights, turn on passenger signs and all that good stuff. Make sure that we tuned into the correct frequency at Singapore, which today is at around, what is the frequency into Singapore today? ILS frequency at 108.90, 108.90, identifier ICH, India Charlie Hotel. India Charlie Hotel 108.90. That is our frequency for the ILS into Singapore. Great. Look at that. Our speed should start reducing now to 250 knots as we prepare to go below 10,000 feet. The engine textures can use some work, can't they? Just a little bit more. For the cowlings, perhaps, I don't know. But that's me being extremely nitpicky. Lovely. Alright, 10,000 feet coming up. It's time for us to jump into the flight deck here. Alrighty. A transition altitude. Let's do that into local pressure. Local pressure. 1006 on QNH right there. Set. We've got our landing lights. We need to... Oh, we never turned off the landing lights. We did though. No, we didn't. We never turned off the landing lights. God damn. Alright, we'll turn it on right now. That's okay. Passenger signs and all of that stuff is still on as well. I know what happened. We had that altitude constraint when we were climbing out and that messed up the lighting. Alright, we're coming in towards our landing pretty much. How do you... Ah, there you go. We don't really need that, I'm just messing around with it. Look at the reflection, look at the shadows and the lighting. Gosh, that's great. Looks so realistic, huh? Okay, coming down towards below, we're now below 10,000 feet. Everything is looking just fine with us. And we've, yeah, we're looking all good. Okay. Do we have visual yet? No, we don't. We're a little too far away for visuals at the moment. Landing checklist, pretty much all good. I can call the purser. Whatever. We're good. Pretty much good. You can activate approach at any time from here. Come down to performance right here. We can go to approach and we can activate the approach if it will let me. Right here. We can activate the approach anytime if we wanna. And I believe we should activate approach because currently we're at 7,000 feet. Speed, yeah, we can't be there. 2,850. We've still got 20 nautical miles away. So we've got some time. We'll activate approach in a bit. Yeah, we'll activate it in a bit. We're still about... Yeah, we've still got some time. Still got some time to do that. Alrighty. 17 nautical miles to Idvas. Enduro. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We're flying fairly quickly here. We can put our slats down to position 1. We'll do that. We shall do that. Coming down to its 5,000 feet. Speed 194, 176, 138. Yeah, 138. Now we're good. Now we're good. There we go. It'll be okay. 200. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Just gently flying in now. We can do some cinematic views for the last time before landing. A little bit of a frame rate issue there as we're getting closer to the ground there. Not too bad, but still. It's fine on the screen, to be honest. Go. No, we look good. We look good. I have visual of the airport, don't I? No, I don't think so. Maybe I do. Maybe that is the airport area in front of us. I'm not sure. 2,500 feet coming up. Our speed needs to decrease anytime now. Mr. Speed, you need to decrease anytime. We need to set ourselves up on the localizer as well.
2,500.
Okay, localizer can be turned on. Our speed is decreasing right there. Excellent. Good. We're looking good. Let's come back to the flight deck now. Oh yes, that looks glorious.
2,500.
Let's hope for a good landing today. I believe that's a runway in sight right there. Yep. Runway in sight. There's the runway, everybody. Right here. The runway is dead ahead of us. I see it. Localizer caught yet? Nope. So let's go to localizer caught. Approach mode on.
2,500.
Okay, switching to LS on this one. Bring that down. Let's bring that down all the way. There we go.
2,500.
Let's light slope caught, localizer caught, everything is functioning as it should. There's a runway ahead of us. I'm going to go ahead and request flaps down to position 3 right now. Flaps full and gear down. There you go. Beautiful. Look at that gear drop. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Coming into land into Singapore, everybody, with the A380. Coming to land into Singapore with the A380. We are looking good on all sides. There we go. That just looks wonderful, doesn't it? This particular view looks great as we come into land. Okay, time for me to go back into the cockpit there. And, well, we're okay. I think we're okay. The wind is not so bad. Why are we not properly aligned with the runway? That is my question. The localizer and the glide slope beam, they're a bit off. Yeah, they're a bit off. Or is it because of wind? There's no way it's wind. Okay, we're coming up on 1,000 feet. Time to disconnect.
1,000.
My aircraft. Silencio. Yeah, this is not good. I'm just gonna manually take control here and align ourselves up. Glide slope seems to be okay, so I'm gonna follow it, but with the localizer is a bit wonky. Right. Okay. Oh, it's too sensitive again. This is the same thing I had last time. Oh, let's see how this landing goes. You can never land the A380 properly. Only ever done it once. That wasn't even a great... Okay, anyway. Time to focus.
100 above.
Proceed.
Minimum.
Proceed.
$50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Yeah, that's not good. Alright, we've made it into Singapore.
Auto brake off.
Okay, there's a brake right there, and we can turn off right here. Okay. So we landed. I don't think that was a great landing. Let's find out. But welcome to Singapore, everybody. Welcome to Singapore. Let me try and pump the brakes a little bit more there. There we go. LS off. FD off. Everything up right there in terms of flaps. We try and park ourselves in somewhere. All the big gates are on the other side. Of course they are, right? Of course they are. So all the big gates are on the other side, so we're gonna have to taxi a little bit out here. Flaps are going up. Ground spoilers are still armed though. Did the ground spoilers not deploy? They didn't deploy? We'll check that out in a second. Landing lights off, taxi lights on. Strobe lights down to automatic there. That's all fine. And then we're gonna go to TCAS, which is right here. Where is... And we're gonna put it on standby right there. No, automatic and standby right there, okay? There we go. Take a look at that. Oh, ground spoilers did arm. That's fine. They worked. Let's put that down now. Just like that. And welcome to Singapore. Welcome to Singapore. We'll go check out the landing. We'll see how it went. I think it was okay. I can never land the A380 properly. I just don't have enough practice landing it. The reason why I don't fly the A380 as much as I would like is not because I don't like the aircraft. I love it. It's just because most of the flights, they don't make sense if you do extremely short A380 flights. That's pretty much the only reason why. Okay, I'm gonna need to pump the brakes a little bit here. See, another issue is the brake seems to stick. That's fine. Right. We can make this turn right here. We'll find ourselves some large gates to park into. Let's do that, shall we? From Dubai to Muscat or into some airport in Saudi. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense most of the time to fly an extremely short A380 flight, because it is a heavy and cumbersome aircraft. It is cumbersome in a way. So it doesn't make sense. And besides, it's supposed to go up to like 37,000 feet and all that. I mean, what's the point, right? So that is one of the reasons why I don't fly it as often. But I really should, because I love this aircraft. And I really want to get good at landing it. But it's so large it throws you off. Let's give it a bit of thrust there to keep us going at a good speed on that incline. There we go. Just gonna go oh my god, we don't have a landing replay. I didn't use sky dolly. I forgot to turn on sky dolly. Great. We didn't have an arrival procedure today to remind me to turn on sky dolly, and there you go. I had no sky dolly. On the one A380 landing where I think I did okay-ish, we don't have sky dolly. Fantastic. I can't even have the replay now. We're going too fast with the taxiing now. Yeah, it doesn't like actively being managed like the other aircraft. It really doesn't. That is very true. There's some general parkings. Just gonna continue on this line here. Hopefully find ourselves a heavy parking soon, which there is one right ahead. Just gonna put it there for now. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there for now. So yeah, I guess we have no landing replay, guys. I'm so sorry, but more than anything, I'm disappointed because this was the second best A380 landing I've ever had, and I can't really replay it. That sucks. Anyway. Okay, that's a heavy gate right in front of us. I believe, yep, it is. And I'm just gonna put our aircraft in there. You know what, oh, would you look at that, there's a 747 right there. I'm pretty sure Singapore Airlines parks in the other terminal, not here obviously. But today we're just gonna put it here. Yes, we are. Okay. Turn our aircraft in. Oh, that's a little too little. There we go. That's okay now. We can shut down 2 of the engines, can't we? Shut down 2 of the engines right there. Shut it down since we have our APU running anyway. Okay. I'm going to let it roll just a bit more and there. Alrighty, so since we don't have a landing replay today, there is nothing else to do except shut down the aircraft since our APU is already running pretty much. There we go. That lighting looks amazing, wow. Alright, let's go down here. Request the ground power unit anyway. And then let's go to GSX. Let's request a deboarding. Singapore Airlines. Alright. Now, what else needs to be done here? We can put our TCAS off there. Let's go up here. Let's get all our fuel pumps off. That all of that is set and done. Let's get that off. Why not? Let's get this off. We can switch to external power if we wanted to, like that. We can turn off the APU. Why not? Beacon lights can come off. These can go off. All these lights can come off. Yes, and these can go off. Strobe lights can also go off. We just have our nav lights on, and emergency lights can also go to the off position. Once that's all done, there you go. That's pretty much it. There you go, everybody. Welcome to Singapore. Welcome to Singapore Changi Airport. There we go. We should have probably parked in somewhere here, closer to the, It's okay. It's not too bad, right? It's not too bad at all. There is Singapore Changi, everybody. There is Singapore Changi. Looks good. Qantas A380 right here. It's another flight we can do down to Australia. Another A380 flight that we can do. Singapore Changi. Oh, sorry about that. Singapore Changi right here. Looking good. Check that out. There is Singapore Changi. That looks beautiful. At night it's really cool, but yeah, it's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Singapore. All right. There's a city of Singapore there in the distance, everybody. With that all being said, I hope you guys had a good time today, because I did. I definitely did. So yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. EM, thank you very much for tuning in, man. Thank you to everybody who tuned into the live stream. Thank you for being active in the chat. Mr. EM, Anas, Botti AE, and Mike Smith, thank you for tuning in. We've got Fluent Aether. So thank you all of you guys for tuning in to today's live stream. Hope you guys had a good time. I shall catch you guys in the next one. And until then, consider liking, subscribing, doing all that good stuff for the channel. It helps it out a lot as we try and get towards 1,000 subscribers. Still working on a lot of stuff. Haven't had the opportunity to push out a video yet, but that's coming very, very soon. It's gonna be a nice little me messing around in the simulator. It's gonna be pretty entertaining, hopefully, for you guys. That's coming out very, very soon. And we're gonna continue live streaming. The next live stream is almost definitely not going to be an airliner flight, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. I might decide to do one more A380 flight, we'll see. Or it's going to be a GA aircraft. that I'm gonna whip out in MSFS or even Explain 12. So it could really go anyway. Not GA in Explain 12. I mean GA in MSFS or airliner in Explain 12. So it could go either way. Anyway, thank you very much, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. And until then, have yourself a good day, and bye bye. See ya.